Hi Ebbets fans, Jerry here again, and today we're going to talk about hockey, specifically goalie caps. Why goalie caps, you might say? Goalies didn't wear baseball caps. Actually, they did. So if you look at any picture from hockey teams, say circa 1900 to 1930, 35 or so, you will notice many times the goalie is wearing what looks like a wool baseball cap. Why did they do that? We're not sure. It can't possibly have afforded much protection against a 100-mile-an-hour piece of hard rubber. Nevertheless, they did indeed wear baseball caps, and my theory is probably that it was just to distinguish the goalie from the other members of the team on the ice. They basically were just wool baseball caps, did not have logos, unfortunately, so we've obviously embellished history a little bit, but had a lot of fun with this collection, and we're going to dive right in and talk about a couple of the teams here that we have, starting with the Seattle Metropolitans. And this is a team most people have heard of. What many people may not know is that the Stanley Cup until 1926 was a challenge cup, so it was not limited to NHL teams. Basically, there were three leagues involved, the NHL, and then two Western leagues, the West Coast Hockey League and the Pacific Coast Hockey Association, of which the Metropolitans were members. So those three leagues would have a playoff, and the final round would be the Stanley Cup final. So the Seattle Metropolitans actually won the Stanley Cup in 1917. They beat the Montreal Canadiens. And 2 years later, the same two teams met again. However, the series was called off before its completion because of the Spanish flu epidemic. So how times haven't changed in a way. Basically, we're using the same wool broadcloth as we use on our vintage baseball caps, with a front logo in felt or a patch, and then we've got the league abbreviation or logo on the side panel. So the next team we're going to talk about, also from the West Coast, the Victoria Aristocrats. And they went to the Stanley Cup final against the Toronto Blue Shirts in 1914. They lost, but they came back again in 1925 and actually won the cup then. They were members of the Pacific Coast Hockey Association, just like the Seattle Metropolitans were. To round it out, the other teams, we've got kind of a real interesting mix here. From the Western League, the LA Monarchs, who happen to have the foresight of choosing team colors that the LA Kings would first have when they hit the ice in the NHL in the 1960s. So great purple and gold for you LA fans. Move back here to a classic American Hockey League team, the Pittsburgh Hornets, many decades in Pittsburgh. And then from the original International Hockey League, the Detroit Olympics. And love this logo, the Stars and Stripes shield and the cross flag. So this is actually the original Canadian flag. I think they changed to the maple leaf in about 1965. Our Canadian customers will correct me, I'm sure, if I'm wrong about that. And finally, we've got the classic Buffalo Bisons from the American Hockey League and the famous Pepsi-Cola bottle cap logo. Also with the crossed flags on the side. We'll be bringing out a lot more in the coming weeks, and we really hope you enjoy them.